Good afternoon, this is Eric with Southwest Exterminators, where we personalize your pest control. The date is April 10th, 2024. I have just finished the inspection for the Bloomington Courtyards, specifically for Rudy with Paul properties. So we do have pocket gophers that have been spread throughout the community. The largest concentration, as I'm sure you're aware, the largest concentration is in that courtyard area. But throughout the common areas where we do have grass, especially near the bank, you can identify different tunneling systems just by the lines of dead grass. We have two different solutions to get this place back to where it needs to be. And the big difference between the two is just how rapid the results are given. So the first option and the most rapid results uses the Gopher X Gopher gasser machine. This is a generator that actually generates its own carbon monoxide, and we can then flush out all the tunnels. When we service sporting arenas, agricultural areas, common areas, areas that are larger than just, 30 by 30, or really anything larger than a quarter acre, that's where the Gopher X comes into handy, because it can just allow you to treat a much larger area faster and more effectively. The other benefit to the Gopher X is it is immediate turnaround. Again, if gophers have gotten into a sports arena like Dixie High, or when they got into, it was Dixie University at the time, but when they got into the university football field, they needed immediate results so that they can go in, patch, and have the arena set up and prepared to actually house their football games. So with the Gopher X, because we're actually going in and forcing everything out and controlling it at time of service, that is an immediate turnaround. By the time I leave, and myself and my technician, by the time we leave, all gophers will be controlled. That is $667.80. And again, that is absolutely guaranteed, and it contains a 60-day warranty against any new activity. The other option is a standard gopher trapping elimination service. This is where we go in, we probe out all the different areas, and if you've walked by the property anytime past today, you'll actually see that there are landscaping flags set up around active tunnels and active mounds. So we'll go through, probe those areas out, and for each flag that you see, there will be at least 2 traps. One trap heading up the tunnel, one trap heading down the tunnel, so that no matter where the gopher comes from, there is a trap facing towards them. In total, we're looking at least 68 traps to house all the different activity sites we found through the grass common areas, and especially the courtyard. We do back these services up with bait. And so the way the service actually works, we'll go through, probe the ground, set the traps. We come back 3 days later from initial trap set, check all the traps, remove carcasses, and reset traps as necessary. And then we return 7 days after that second service, that follow-up service. And same thing, we will remove carcasses as needed and reset. And then we arrive one last time for that particular type of service, one more time 7 days later. So you get 3 full post-trap check or trap set inspections. And typically, especially when we're going out with 60 plus traps, typically by the end of that second check, so you do the third check and then you come back for that first 7-day check, typically everything is controlled by that point. So again, the big difference is not whether or not you get control, but how quickly you get control. Do you need control of these gophers within 24 hours or less, or are you okay with a trapping program that will take approximately a week to a week and a half to get total results. You also asked for a pest control bid for the area, and looking at it, what we propose is a bi-monthly pest control service. Well, actually, let's back up. In the irrigation control boxes, we did have several spider webs. We had cockroaches. When we flipped over some of the rocks in the courtyard, we did have a couple of baby scorpions. And as I just casually chatted with different businesses as I was walking through doing my inspection today, and they did say that cockroaches typically end up getting bad this time of year, and they do get occasional scorpion sightings. So we'll go through. What we recommend is a bi-monthly service. We'll go through, sweep down all of the spider mites and spider webs. So that's another thing. Near the cam lighting throughout the complex, you will find small webbing that's very, very compact. Those aren't spiders, they're spider mites. So we'll go through, sweep all of that down, treat all the cam lights to help prevent future activity for spider mites and spiders. Go through and treat all the irrigation control boxes, which do act as the breeding centers for these cockroaches for the most part. In these irrigation control boxes, it's nice and humid, it's dark, and it's typically, other than the landscaper and the bug guy, it's typically undisturbed. But we'll get those areas treated to eliminate those breeding centers, which will give you better long-term control. And obviously, we will go around the structure, both the outside of the courtyard complex and the inside of the complex. And on that initial service, we will also be treating all of the rocks and grass areas as well. We want to get a good knockdown going forward. And so for the bi-monthly program, we are looking at $177.60. So $177.60 every other month. If there are any questions, comments, or concerns, by all means, please feel free to reach out. office@southwestexterminators.com. That is office@southwestexterminators.com. Or you can reach me directly on my cell, 435-669-0129. Text is always fastest for me on my personal cell, 435-669-0129. And you can also reach the office day and night. We have a 24/7 answering service at 435-628-2700. Southwest Exterminators, 435-628-2700. These bids will each be submitted. I guess that'll be the last thing I leave you with. Rather than giving a bid that just has all these line items, I'm going to be submitting a Gopher X bid. So that is using the generator for rapid results as one bid. I'll be submitting a second bid with the Gopher Elimination Trapping Program. And then I'll be submitting the third and final bid, which is the Pest Control Program. So you should, in short order, see 3 different proposals from Southwest Exterminators. Each one of these proposals is valid for 31 days from delivery, so from today, as pest control situations can, especially as it gets warmer, can morph and change rapidly. So if there's any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out and chat with me. Eric with Southwest Exterminators, where we personalize your pest control.